Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SportsBros episode 3. Ethan cannot join today, so I'm Peter, joined by Jordan. And we're going to be a few topics of discussion today. I think start things off. Baseball's back today.
It is back. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Yankees season. I think they'll do good. I think the Mets will do good as well. But it's always the Dodgers that are like the team to beat.
Yeah, I mean they just have infinite money.
They do.
It's kind of insane. Like they just won the World Series in pretty dominant fashion. Their whole run, and then
Unfortunately,
yeah, and you're like, oh, how could they get any better? Oh well, now Ohtani's gonna be pitching this year. I mean, I don't know. It's just unfair. They really just do have infinite money.
They also signed that
Roki Sasaki.
Yes, that's crazy.
And they also got who else did they get? Oh, Blake Snell. It's
Blake Snell.
It never ends. It never ends with the Dodgers.
Their pitching's getting better. Their offense is always clicking. Freddie Freeman, like when he's healthy, one of the best hitters in the game.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts when he's healthy, great leadoff batter, and like Ohtani too. It's the 50-50 season. It's crazy.
Yeah, Ohtani is the best player in baseball. I think. I think it's him.
Do you think all time?
I think it's a little too early.
A little too early.
I think as far as talent goes, I do think as far as talent goes, you could say Ohtani because people say Babe Ruth, but I don't know. I just feel like Babe Ruth maybe couldn't even hit like a fastball in today's game.
Right? That's what I'm saying. But it's like if you put Ohtani back then, it's like the game is completely different from where it is now to where it is back then. And with like the improvements in like health and all the equipment that they have, and in order to like produce at the level that they are now, I feel like Babe Ruth, if you put him in the spot that Ohtani's in, might be doing the same, but it's just a completely different
back
game.
then, guys were smoking cigs in the dugout, like getting hammered. Bro, Babe Ruth, he would get absolutely obliterated the night before and then just show up and then hit bombs.
Like a 600-footer.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously today, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe with, the health that we have today and the equipment, maybe. But I don't know. We'll never know. But, yeah, Ohtani's special.
Ohtani is like the current Babe Ruth. So.
Yeah.
And also, he's got like 10 years left at least. So
oh my God,
that team is stacked. So if they go back to back,
it's crazy. Baseball's such a crazy sport because like the Angels, they had two of the top, maybe probably just the two best players in all of baseball. But baseball, that's not how it works. You don't just have two top guys. You need a whole well-rounded team, pitching, everything. But it's like any other sport, like basketball, you have two of the top. Three players in you're winning a championship.
You're like going up.
Exactly. You're winning a championship. But that's why I do think baseball is probably the most difficult sport to win in.
I agree. It's also such a long season compared to the other sports. It's hockey. It's like another team sport, but it's only 82 games.
Yeah.
And
it's the shortest season. Basketball is 82. Also. Football, I think football's very difficult also, just because of the injuries. That's why, like, really the team that usually wins the Super Bowl is the one that doesn't have any injuries or like very few, especially the key players. So, like, that's why the Eagles this year, I mean, no one really got hurt for them.
Yeah.
So, but that's usually how it goes. But let's go back to the Yanks. Obviously, Cole's going to be out the year. Speaking of injuries,
that's tough.
Sounds like Stanton probably going to be out the year. I feel like they're just waiting.
Both of his elbows is like, how did he do that?
Did you see the story about that?
No.
All right, so now this is some crazy stuff. So apparently, someone, maybe like a team manager, someone like in the equipment staff recommended Stanton use a different bat last year, and that bat is the reason why like Stanton's elbows are like fried now.
Oh, because it wasn't used to it.
Yeah, because like he switched bats, and then that guy's fired. They fired him. Like he's not on the Yankee staff anymore. So basically, whoever that guy is, I don't think he was named or anything, but whoever that guy is, basically is the reason why
Stanton like screwed up the end of his career.
Messed up Stanton.
I mean, he went off in the postseason for us.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have him for the entire year as well.
Yeah, but that's also unrealistic when you're talking about Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Stanton's a guy, like, he's guaranteed to miss at least 30 games, like minimum. But as long as you have him for the postseason, he's going to go. There's something about him. There's some players that postseason time comes and they just elevate their game, and he's one of them. I mean, I don't know what it is. Regular season, he can't even hit a curveball, Stanton, and then playoffs start, and bro, he's hitting a home run every
against
game.
The Dodgers in the World Series was like, I think game 1. It was such a crazy like moonshot, and
Yeah.
it's like during the regular season, you're right. It's like he strikes out half the time,
Terrible.
and then in the postseason, he just turns it on.
Sometimes watching him, I think he like closes his eyes and just swings the bat because he'll have some terrible strikeouts, some awful ones.
In the postseason, Judge was like non-existent, and also that missed catch in the outfield that he dropped, and then I don't know. I don't want to bring that up. I'm getting flashbacks.
Don't bring that up.
That inning right there, just
if Judge catches that ball, and then
if Garrett Cole covered first base,
that too. But then we're going to Game 6, winning 2 in a row, all the momentum. I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, nah,
it makes me upset. But yeah, like Judge is a player who shrinks in the playoffs. Great, amazing in the regular season, best player. And then I don't know, it's something mentally. I don't know. He just lacks confidence, I guess. But he was starting to find it a little bit.
He was
towards the end, but
that's why I feel like the loss of Soto is going to be big for the Yankees. Like he was not that great defensively, but offensively, he was a guy that you could always rely on. And also that home run against the Guardians to send us
Soto's?
to I think was it the World Series?
Yeah.
It was like top of the ninth and get the home run. Yeah. It's like Soto was just so clutch. And I feel like having Judge and not Soto, Judge might hopefully he steps up because they need him to step up.
Well, I mean, Judge broke the home run record without Soto. Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like they'll be fine in that department. As a Yankee fan, I'm trying not to set my expectations too high because obviously no Cole. It's going to be tough. We're going to relying a lot on Rodon to bounce back.
We got Max Fried.
Oh, yeah, but Fried's a stud. But even, Schmidt's out right now. Luis Hill's not going to be – he might not be back at all, Luis Hill. Honestly, my expectations for this year, this is like a developmental year, I feel like, for the Yanks. Develop Ben Rice, Jason Dominguez.
Austin Wells, too.
Yeah, well,
he's going
to be our leadoff, which is interesting. But I think
Volpe's still young, too.
I need a big year out of Volpe. I need Volpe to, show – because he was hot to start off last year, and then they moved him to the leadoff spot, completely fizzled out. I need, a consistent – full game, full season from
you need consistency from Volpe, from your shortstop. Yeah,
because if he doesn't show it, might start some trade rumors.
Think
Volpe. So? We just might, because bro, think about it. We didn't sign so many good shortstops because we have Anthony Volpe, and this is what is this gonna be year 3 now for Volpe? Man, if he doesn't show some consistency and improvement, he's great defensively, Volpe, but I need to see the bat going.
Yeah,
and that's for a lot of these guys, honestly, on the Yankees. But
on the offense, he definitely needs to stay consistent. That's why I like putting Austin Wells at the leadoff spot. But we're gonna see how it goes because I don't think he ever was in the leadoff spot during games last year and the year before that.
No, this is the first time I think ever a Yankees catcher is leading off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know who got this idea, but I think what they're trying to replicate is like Schwarber on the Phillies. A guy who hits home runs and walks a lot. Yeah, gets on base a lot. So that's what they're trying to do. We'll see how it works. I mean, I'm not trying to set expectations too high. I think they'll still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But the question is, how far do they go? Because
I think the AL is a lot easier than the NL.
Yes, by far.
Sure. So it's we'll probably make the playoffs, win a series, probably, but I don't think. Hopefully, we make it back to the World Series.
Yeah,
but
you would hope.
The teams in the AL are getting better.
It's just
as well.
With Cole being out and Stanton, it's a lot of what ifs for the Yanks. It's what if Rodon bounces back? What if Stroman, could get back to form?
What if Volpe actually stays consistent?
What if Wells pops up? What if Dominguez? But
Dominguez is a question mark for me because I'm excited to see him play, but at the same time, it's I don't really know much about his game besides being in the minors and stuff. And when he came up last year, I think it was, or 2 years ago.
2 years ago, he was on fire.
He was on fire. So hopefully,
and then
see that.
Then he needed Tommy John, and he came up, but they sat him on the bench for Verdugo.
Yeah,
which I don't know, but
Verdugo was cool, but
well, Verdugo was great defensively.
Yeah,
that's why he was playing over Dominguez. Dominguez, you've seen pretty bad in
he's
left.
Soto,
but he's still young. That's the thing, bro. I think he's only 21 still. It's nuts. So that's why I feel like this year's a developmental year for the Yanks. Let's figure out what we got.
A lot of the players are young.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So let's figure out what we got, and then heading into next year, I think we'll really make a run at it. Yeah,
I agree. I feel like we just need pitching. That's our always like.
Yeah, but I mean, fully healthy, Cole, Rodon, Fried, with Hill and Schmidt, bro. That was going to be the best. That was going to be the best rotation probably in all of baseball. Maybe no, the Dodgers. Dodgers don't count. Dodgers when talking about best position groups, Dodgers are like they're in a league of their own. But besides the Dodgers, Yanks probably would have been number one.
Yeah,
but injury struck.
I like how the Orioles are looking too this year. They have a lot of young guys like Gunnar Henderson, Adley Rutschman, Colton Cowser, Holiday too. But yeah, like I think with them too, it's their pitching is just not there
because they're a weird team. They didn't make a lot of moves, and they let Burns walk, and they didn't really Santander they let walk, and they didn't really sign anyone big to replace him. They kind of like a little Moneyball style that they were kind of going for, kind of little cheaper options, but they're really relying on the progression of the young guys, which, listen, I respect. Sometimes you just got to let the kids play, see what they got. And, it should be interesting. The Red Sox, I think, they're probably back.
Red Sox are back, yeah.
I think the Red Sox-Yanks rivalry is finally going to be back. They got Bregman playing third, Devers full-time DH.
Walker Buehler, too.
Yeah, they're going to be good. Garrett Crochet they traded for. They're going to be good.
Garrett Crochet is really good.
He's nasty. He's disgusting.
He coming from the White Sox. It's like the White Sox are a minor league team. But they had some good players, though. Like Luis Robert, Garrett Crochet. But now it's like
they're a team that's going to absolutely gut everything that they have.
Yeah.
Bro, but man, baseball gets me so angry. Have you seen the Miami Marlins team?
Yeah.
Bro, that is a legit minor league squad. I feel like in baseball, they you should have to spend a certain amount of money. Because I think the NBA does that. They make you spend a certain percentage of your salary cap or how much you have. Because bro, the Marlins are rolling out there with a bunch of nobodies. A lot of prospects who are young, but I don't know. It's kind of embarrassing, especially a team in a big market like Miami.
Yeah. Yeah. But being in Florida and stuff,
it's kind of crazy. But man, they
got that one good pitcher. But
Sandy, but they're trading him too. That's why to start the year they're gonna have him on an innings limit because they don't want him getting hurt.
Really?
Yeah, because they're eventually gonna trade him because they trade all their good players. They traded Jazz for basically nothing to the Yankees, which I thank them for. I feel like ever since they got rid of Stanton and Yelich and that team, bro.
Was all
that
Jeter.
Was all Jeter. Yeah, Jeter ruined them, bro. But then they were starting to get pieces again, and then they trade all those guys away too. I don't know. I'll never understand.
I feel bad for the A's fans too. It's like that movie Moneyball is just one of the greatest movies of all time, and it's I just feel for the fans because I feel like the fans actually would go to the games too if it wasn't for.
They're actually spending a decent amount of money now. I know they re-upped a lot of their own guys, like Lawrence Butler, I think got a big contract.
Rooker too.
Rooker got a contract. They're paying. They gave Severino a pretty big deal, even though I think it was 2 years, 3 year maybe. It was the biggest deal in A's history.
Mason Miller's good too.
Oh, Mason Miller's good.
Yeah, he's nice.
Future Yankee. Book it. I'm telling you, book it.
Yeah, no. I think. What do you think about the Mets this year?
Listen, I absolutely hate the Mets. I despise them. I just, their fans just don't like them.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very similar to I'm a Giants fan, but I feel like Met fans are very similar to Jet fans.
Yeah, Mets, Jets, Islanders, Rangers, Yankees.
Yeah. Every year is the Mets are going to do something big. Oh, the Jets, Aaron Rodgers, this is our year.
Jets fans are delusional.
Very delusional.
For sure.
Bro, they are.
Also, Boston fans are kind of delusional too, but they just come from
they have a right to be.
Yeah.
When you watch
Celtics are amazing, but it's with the Patriots, I don't get the Patriots hype.
Oh, you're saying going into this year?
Yeah.
Well, they got Drake May. Drake May's a dog. That's really it, though. I mean, they're building some pieces on defense and here or there, but as far as the Mets go, I feel like They got a squad. On paper, they got a squad. Pitching, though, is a big question for them, too. They got hit bad with injuries as far as their pitching goes. I don't know how.
Sean Manaea, right? Is he healthy or hurt?
No, he got hurt, and I think Montas got hurt, too. So, like, Clay Holmes is their, like, 2 starter right now.
Yeah.
So, very interesting to see how that goes. I want to say, like, on paper, the Mets should be one of the better teams. But, bro, Mets are going to Met. Bro, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. They're going to win. They're either not going to make the playoffs, like, and severely disappoint, or they're going to, like, make it and get swept round 1. Something like that. Yeah. I'm telling you, I just don't trust the Mets as far. They had a good run last year, against the Dodgers, but now that they have all the expectations and all the hype, I think they're going to fold.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, their offense is good, but they don't have the pitching to back it up. Yeah. And now that they have the expectations on them, I think they're going to feel the pressure and not play freely.
Yeah.
And, I don't think it's going to end up the way Mets fans want it to end up this year. And also the contract with Soto, if it doesn't end up with the World Series, like in the next couple of years, I think that contract would just...
Oh, it's going to be one of the worst of all time.
Because Soto right now is definitely one of, like, the top players, but if he doesn't win a ring and he gets upset and, like, he wants out and they still have to pay him all that money, I don't know. It could go bad for the Mets very quickly.
I'm trying to look right now, World Series odds. Okay, so obviously the Dodgers are the heavy favorite. Second is the Braves. They have the Yankees at 3. This is FanDuel.
They do.
Phillies at 4 and then the Mets at 5.
I think the Yankees got it as long as their pitching stays consistent. But
listen, if
the Braves at 2 is a good take.
Yeah, Braves are loaded, but I don't know. I just feel like the Yanks pitching honestly all depends on Rodon, and if he could, like, bounce back to before he signed here and have if he could play like an ace, Fried's gonna lock it down.
Yeah.
Hopefully Stroman could just be semi-consistent.
Yeah, if he's decent. And we got those tops.
That's what I mean. And then I'm just worried, honestly, about the lineup. It's very young. No really third baseman. Like, they're going to have Cabrera at third. Like, I would feel a lot more confident about the Yankees this year if they went out and got, like, a Bregman to play third.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if we sign Bregman,
and have, like,
we have a complete, lineup hitting-wise. And then, our bullpen's one of the best. I mean, having Weaver and Williams as your setup and closer, I don't think teams are going to be able to hit off us in the 8th and 9th. It's going to be pretty disgusting.
Going back to those, like, predictions, though, for the World Series winners, it's like that's what I mean about, like, the National League is so stacked.
Yeah.
And then the American League, you got, like, the top 2 teams.
Yeah.
And, like, the Yankees are one of them. So I see why they put the Yankees so high because they don't really have that much competition going into the World Series. Like, you're going to face the top teams to get to the World Series, but in the National League, it's a lot harder, in my opinion.
That's why, like, listen, I could see a world where the Yankees just go on, like, this absurd run and, like, without Cole, make the World Series. Kind of like how the Braves, without Acuna, when he tore his ACL, they won the World Series.
Yeah.
Crazy things have happened. And listen, it wouldn't surprise me, but I'm trying not to get too invested into the Yanks this year. I mean, all my sports teams suck. The Knicks without Brunson, it's, like, so hard to watch.
Being a Giants fan.
Yeah, the Knicks are probably going to be a first-round exit. Being a Giants fan, we've been, like, the laughing stock of the NFL for, like, 10 years now. So it sucks.
So you're just lowering your expectations, so
I
don't get hurt. Yeah.
I don't want to get hurt.
I feel it.
Yeah. How do you think March Madness has been this year?
March Madness is I don't know. It's been weird to me because it hasn't been, like, any madness to it.
Yeah,
there has been, like, no crazy upsets yet, and, like, all the top teams are in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, a lot
besides
of people,
St. John's.
Yeah,
which I love because being at Iona, seeing Patino lose, awesome.
Yeah, but also I'm rooting heavy for Walter Clayton.
Yeah,
heavy. I'm rooting heavy for Florida. They're my pick, but I don't even think, like, Arkansas over St. John's was that big of an upset with Coach Cal. Like,
Arkansas's got a really good coach.
Yeah, so that wasn't even, like, that crazy of an upset. I think there's only been one game winner. It was the Maryland one. That was a crazy game against Colorado
Do you
State.
think he traveled?
I saw that.
Because he took, like, 3 steps.
Yeah, some
But
people
it's
are
like a
saying
gather step. But in college, I don't think you have a gather step.
I think it did look like slow motion. Yeah, I think it could have been called a travel, but obviously, like these referees, they're not. You got to call it how you see it, and in real time, it didn't look like it.
In real time, yeah, it didn't look.
But
like
going
a travel.
back, it kind of did.
Can you review the plays in college? I don't think so. So that's why it was like a whole like controversy.
No, I don't think they have challenges like the NBA.
Because
there really haven't been any upsets. I mean, McNeese beating Clemson was a nice round 1.
Did you see their team manager had all those like NIL deals and stuff? And
bro, he's got like 7 NIL deals and he's making like close to
an
$1 million, bro.
Tracksuit. Yeah.
Bro, that is, and he's following the coach to what is it, NC State?
Yeah.
Bro, that for a team manager, how's that even allowed? Because I think he's like a grad student. Bro, that but that's what I mean. That's the story of this March Madness. Is McNeese's team manager. That's the number one story. Which like there haven't been any crazy upsets yet, but and I don't even think we're really gonna get them. I know games start today, right?
Yeah, the Sweet 16 starts tonight. But before we go on to Sweet 16, about you bringing up Walter Clayton.
Yeah,
that game against UConn,
dog.
I think has been the best game of March Madness so far.
Walter Clayton, those shots that he was hitting with like 2 minutes left, pull up threes, bro. He is a certified bucket.
Yes,
just get him the ball. You know he's going to score, and that's why I know Rick stays up at night, wishing he could have got Walt to go to St. John's, because St. John's, the only thing they were really lacking was that go-to scorer and that shooter. They were a great team defensively.
That's why they lost their game. Yeah, they didn't have a score.
Well, they shoot 9%
I think 3. So, yeah.
Bro, but that's why I didn't pick them to go that far, because I knew they just didn't really have the offensive output.
Yeah.
And their best player, I think, they benched him with like 5 minutes left to go because he was just not getting it done.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Patino was asked about that afterwards, and he was like, "I'm not going to answer any questions."
Yeah. What did he say? He was like, "What do you think?" Or something like that.
He was like, "You guys know what you're trying to do."
Yeah, but
that's why Patino, Hall of Fame coach, awesome. I feel like him and the UConn head coach, they just don't handle losses.
Hurley's a crybaby.
He is.
Dan Hurley, it's like he throws like tantrums, like towards the refs, towards the media. It's kind of embarrassing, honestly. Which, considering the Lakers were ready to give him big time money to be their coach, imagine if he was an NBA coach.
I think he couldn't handle it.
No, not at all. I think, especially in LA, no chance. I think he made
it's like
good decision.
LA is, besides New York, it's definitely one of in basketball is one of the biggest markets.
Yeah. So today, Florida plays Maryland. That's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. I'm kind of nervous actually for Walt.
Maryland coming off that buzzer beater.
Yeah, Derek Queen.
Have all the momentum.
He's gonna be probably a lottery pick in this year's draft. So he's a good player.
Do you think Walter's a lottery pick?
No, I mean, listen.
You don't think so?
The way he's playing like one.
Yeah.
But as far as I've been keeping in touch for the past year now with mock drafts and where he's going. The earliest I've seen him go is the first 5 picks in the second round. I just think the league doesn't really view him that highly because he's kind of on the shorter side. What is he, 6 foot, maybe 6'1"? He's a little bit older too. He's 22.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he's a dog. I think he's a guy that will go. I can see him going in the second round and eventually being I think he could be a great 6th man for a team. I don't think starting wise, I kind of feel like you gotta run your team around him. But that's why I think if he was a team 6 man off the bench, he could do all the scoring, the facilitating. Oh, I think that would be a perfect role for him.
I actually agree with that take because I thought Walter was kind of younger, but being 22 and you can't really build yourself up in the NBA if you get drafted when you're 20, 21.
Yeah,
and he's gonna the age does play a role. I think he is a dog, but I don't know.
I mean, he's raising his stock with this tournament. I think he's been by far the best player in the tournament so far.
Also, college is so different than NBA.
Yeah,
just like NFL and college.
But I think, if you're looking at Walter Clayton, right? You go, this is a guy who was coached by Rick Pitino, right? Now he transferred to Florida. Best team. Them and Duke are the 2 best teams in the country. Walter Clayton was on the first team. and probably the best scorer in all of college. I just don't understand like why he wouldn't be going first round, but the NBA is so weird, man. So
Yeah.
weird when it comes to, how high guys get drafted and stuff like that. But I don't know.
Talking about Duke, though, like Duke, that game against Mount St. Mary's, like I enjoyed watching it because Mount St. Mary's beat us. But like it would have been nice to be there, of course. But yeah, I knew there was like in the first round, Duke was destroying whatever team they were facing. In the
Duke,
first
I
round.
mean, Duke destroyed Baylor too. They might just, make a whole run at this because obviously Cooper Flag, generational talent, gonna go number one. And then their center is also gonna be a lottery pick for Duke. They're just too good. They're kind of like the Dodgers of college basketball. I mean, they're just loaded every single year.
They got the same colors.
Yeah.
Start with a D.
Yeah. So a lot of similarities there. But I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens, today and tomorrow. But I want to see some upsets, man. Like if Duke lost, oh my God. That's some madness right there.
I want to see Arkansas beat Texas Tech, which I think is possible since they just beat St. John's and now they're going against
the run they're going on. I'm not too big on Texas Tech. So I think they could definitely I think Arkansas could get it done. But I just want to see Florida win it all.
What are your picks for the games tonight? If I was to put a little parlay on it, what would be your
if you were to put a parlay on it?
What would be your four picks?
All right. So Bama, BYU. I like BYU.
Yeah. BYU's offense is really good.
Yeah, they're a good shooting team. And usually those are the teams that get it done in March. So I'm gonna go BYU. I'm gonna take Duke. I'm not gonna be crazy. Oh, man. Maryland's probably good money.
Florida, Maryland's gonna be the best game tonight.
Yeah. This is honestly gonna be the best game probably in the tournament so far. Maryland, Florida.
Yeah.
I would probably bet Arkansas. If I was a
Tech.
betting man, not saying I am.
And then Maryland over Florida?
Nah, I can't. I can't. I gotta go Florida, bro.
You gotta go with Walt.
I have to. I'm riding with Walt. I'm saying, bro, he makes it to the league. I'm getting his jersey.
Oh yeah, for
instantly.
Sure. For sure.
Dude, I had a social studies class with him freshman year.
Yeah.
He would just walk in, not pay attention.
I wasn't working for like the athletic department while he was here, but he follows like the account.
Yeah.
Like Athleisure Production. Yeah, he follows the account, which is so cool.
Still showing love even after leaving and going to Florida.
That's why he's like, I feel like he's such a great person too. Like off the court.
Yeah, that's
why I want him to win.
I think he's a guy that also like going back to him in the NBA, like when they started to do like private workouts and interviews, I think teams are gonna be like, oh wow, like he's a great person.
Yeah.
Coach under Rick, just a bucket. But that's the thing a lot of NBA teams look for, someone who's not selfish. And I think he is definitely not selfish. Yeah. I think he knows how to play team basketball. He's a great person off the court.
His passing is insane.
Did you see that? Oh my God. That one dime that he had.
Yeah, he's so
You know which one I'm talking about. It was nuts. Yeah, that's what. I don't know how. Like watching him play, I'm like, that's an NBA player.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he should be a lottery pick.
He's got the experience. He's got the talent.
Yeah.
Been coached by Pitino, Hall of Famer. Maybe after this, maybe if he does win it all, he will get drafted.
If he wins it all, I mean,
he's also like the Florida's first All-American team.
Yeah, probably.
Or like Player of the Year.
Yeah, that sounds right. But if Florida wins it all, it would be hard not to draft him in like near the lottery. I mean, I don't know. It would be very hard not to make that move.
And then we got tomorrow's games: Ole Miss, Michigan State, Kentucky, Tennessee, Michigan, Auburn, Purdue. Michigan, Auburn sounds like a football game.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. They're like top basketball programs as well.
Bro, like I was seeing this the other, like Alabama kind of came out of nowhere as a basketball program. Like, Michigan. Like Michigan's usually pretty decent, but even Ole Miss, that's a football school. What is Ole Miss doing? And I think they're going to beat Michigan State too. I like Ole Miss. Yeah, I like Ole Miss this year.
What about the other games? What are your predictions?
All right, here we go. A little parlay.
Yes, sir.
I'm taking Houston over Purdue. We're gonna go. I really like Tennessee over Kentucky, and then we got. Let me see. What are the other games? I said I like Ole Miss. I'm riding with Ole Miss, and then I'm gonna stick with Auburn.
Yeah. See, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of upsets
Yeah.
anymore. It's like Tennessee, Houston, Auburn. Ole Miss is good. So I agree with that take. Arkansas, they just beat St. John's, so they're gonna beat Texas Tech. Florida, Duke, BYU's offense is like unstoppable.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Hopefully get some upsets.
Hopefully. So it makes it entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win it all?
I'm rolling with Florida.
Yeah.
I just think, they have a proven team, a lot of seniors on their team. Like Walter came back. He entered the draft originally last year, didn't get much interest, and he came back to Florida. So I feel like this is really like his year to win. I wouldn't be surprised, obviously, if it's Duke either. I think that's what it's going to come down to in the finals: Florida Duke, Walter versus Coop. That's what I'm saying, bro. If Walter goes out there and beats generational talent, #1 pick Cooper Flag, like how is that not a lottery pick? I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. It's if he gets the job done, he'll be good. He'll be set.
Walt, if you're watching this, we're rooting for you.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Walt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like talking about there being no upsets, that's where like NIL comes in.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're a top program, you're gonna get all the talent. And when you're a school like Mount St. Mary's, or
any mid-major,
McNeese, it's like you're not gonna get those players that are like diamonds in the rough, where it's gonna like carry a team that can beat a top seed.
That's why now with NIL, a lot of these mid-majors, like they're finding the talent and developing them, and then these top programs are just coming in and just swooping them.
Yeah.
So that's why, especially this year, you're not seeing, like you said, these like deep runs from these teams, because all their guys, from the year before, they're on other teams already. I'm sure,
they even got a team manager.
Yeah, like come on,
leaving the school.
NC State stealing McNeese's manager. It's insane. But you're right.
Everybody.
But that's the basketball world we live in now.
Yeah.
And you got to have money. You got to have boosters who will fund your team, pour money into you, and that's how you go on deep runs, I guess. I mean, can't hate it.
Yeah.
But I'm actually gonna hate on it. I think it's stupid.
I think it's very stupid too. It's like you can't even build a program like during at a mid-major school, because that's what Pitino tried to do.
Yeah.
And then once he left, like everybody left.
Yeah. But guys were only at Iona for Pitino.
Yeah.
But that's why Pitino knew that he had to go somewhere else to get the higher end recruits and the top guys.
Yeah.
But
and like Jenkins followed him to St. John's, but Walter wanted to do his own.
Yeah, I mean that worked out. Nelly too. Nelly didn't.
Nelly went
to play for his son.
Yeah,
and now his son just signed with Xavier to be the head coach. So see, like that's what I mean, man. Like these mid majors, they have no hope, man.
Yeah,
because like one good season at a mid major, you're gone. You're gonna get a fat NIL bag, or you're gonna get, if you're a coach at a mid major, you have a good season, you're gonna get poached. You're gonna go somewhere else.
Like I like it for the players because you don't know if you're gonna be able to make it to the pros and then make like millions. So it makes sense for the players, like for them, but just for a fan of college basketball, like overall, like I don't really like it because you don't really get those teams that make March Madness like why it is so special is because of those teams. Yeah, when you don't have those teams, it's not special.
This has by far been the most boring March Madness.
Yeah.
Even like some of the games themselves, a lot of blowouts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the Duke one was crazy. Like the Duke's first game, I don't think it was their team manager, but they had like the walk-on playing against Mount St. Mary's.
I think Arkansas has probably had two of like the better games so far against Kansas and St. John's. Florida, UConn was a great game, but like Duke's just running through everyone. Arizona, Oregon was a good game. BYU, Wisconsin was good, but
the Maryland, Colorado State game was awesome.
Yeah, that and the UConn, Florida were easily the two best, but a lot of blowouts, man.
That's what I'm hoping now. It's like you get those teams that it's not like a crazy difference from like a 6 seed to a 2 seed.
Yeah,
but it would still be cool to see a 6 seed beat a 2 seed.
Yeah, I mean, the Sweet 16 matches, we have a 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, 2 versus 6, 1 versus 4, 1 versus 4, a 3 and a 10, a 2 and a 6, and a 1 and a 5. Like nothing really stands out there. There's no deep Cinderella runs.
And like the 10 is being coached by one of the best coaches.
Yeah, one of the greatest coaches ever, Coach Cal. So like, are they a real 10 seed? No. I mean, it's his first year there at Arkansas.
Yeah.
You know,
they're playing like a 5 or a 6 seed.
Yeah, easily. So I don't know. Hopefully in future years, maybe we'll see an improvement. Because March Madness always hits, man.
Yeah.
And if March Madness isn't hitting anymore, that's a bad thing for sports. If this is the future of March Madness, where there's no upsets, all the top teams get all the best players, this is just not good for the future of college sports in general, and especially college basketball.
I agree with everything. It's like my favorite time of the year in sports, in sports overall, is March Madness. Like being able to sit down and for a whole day watch college sports and just see like crazy upsets. But if we don't get those upsets, because you're right, like NIL is kind of like ruining the watch experience.
Listen, like you said,
I like it for the players.
Yeah, like you said, great for the players because you don't know if they're gonna go pro or not. Get your bag while you can.
Because like Walt, not even like a projected top pick, but he's making like millions, I think, in Florida.
100%, 100%. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. Hopefully, need me some upsets. We got baseball season. Hopefully, the Yankees can have some magic in them. And
I hope so.
And yeah, all right. This was Sports Bros episode 3. Signing off.